Now, the whole point of this event to raise awareness about homelessness here in the Gallatin Valley.
I'm Keele Smith in Highlight Canyon, where I'm ice climbing for the very first time.
It's pretty chilly out here. I actually had to throw on the gloves, scarf, and snow pants to stay warm as we wait for the gates to open. I'm Keele Smith in local law enforcement's newest rescue vehicle. Coming up, we'll show you what it means for public safety. See that little critter there? Yeah, that's a cricket mixed into a number of dishes here today. There are even gluten-free options like this stir fry. As we told you last week, commissioners will consider pushing back the closing date on the North Park sale. This groomed trail is a legal route through an otherwise restricted area. Well, a group of local firefighters are in Seattle getting ready for a climb that's sure to test their physical fitness. Every time you do this, wastewater heads into the sewer system. The same goes for this and at the kitchen sink. Here at the Gallatin County Courthouse, more and more ballots are continuing to roll in. Many different themes going on here today, from cute and cuddly to not so cute and cuddly. Top story tonight, a fund has been set up to help a family left homeless by fire earlier this week. Once you cross this bridge, the off-leash area will be off here to the west, which you can also find in the green spaces on these maps. Bars like the Bacchus clearly catering to soccer fans, and inside it's packed to the brim with people all here to watch the U.S. game. While it may be hard to tell, this is actually a road. Flooding like this is the result of an ice jam here on the Gallatin River, which homeowners say started just before the new year.
On December 31st, came ripping down through here, and within an hour this whole field right up to here was flooded with water. So that's where the river should be, is on the other side of those trees.
The flooding has caused some damage for Betsy French, primarily to items in her storage barn.
We lost some furniture and things when it initially happened. We had 8 inches of water running through there.
Others are dealing with much more than that, submerged in what could be feet of water. Residents further upstream don't expect any problems, but say the water continues to rise.
We have enough room for it to spread out. But over in the trailer park, that building behind me, that little green one, that's the well for the trailer park, and we're trying to keep that above water.
As for breaking up the ice jam,
the only way it's going to go is if it breaks down at that lower end and works its way up.
I feel sorry for the people down river from us. If some of this does break up, or the Gallatin Gateway people, they could be in serious trouble because it is a mile long. It's a mile-long ice jam.
Residents say in the meantime they'll keep digging channels to keep this water moving and hope the situation improves before spring. In Big Sky, Keele Smith, MTN News.
Our primary purpose is to save lives, and this vehicle will allow us to do that job even more safely.
Bozeman Police Captain Steve Crawford gave us the first look at their new armored rescue vehicle that their tactical teams in the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office will be sharing. It may seem threatening, but Captain Crawford says this truck will only be used for training purposes and high-risk situations.
So just like the armor that we wear, this just adds a layer. It is as simple as that. It just adds a layer of protection that we before now have not had. You know, just in the last couple of years, we've had 3 or 4 incidents where our team's been shot at. And if we'd had this vehicle, we've been able to do things a lot more safely.
The Bearcat features a 360-degree view from the back of the truck, side portals for outside access, and an opening in the top of the vehicle for any potential overhead threats. While this may look like a military vehicle, it's not. This is actually an armored rescue vehicle designed specifically for law enforcement to safely evacuate people from a scene where shots have been fired or there's potential for gunfire.
Things that before we would have to do on foot, we'll be able to drive this vehicle over to a location from point A to point B. So as you can see, you could cram quite a few innocent folks in there. You know, if we had to evacuate a classroom, we could probably fit a classroom of kids in there.
The vehicle was paid for with a Homeland Security grant, and Crawford says Bozeman is playing catch-up with other cities in Montana.
For a community our size, we're one of the last communities that does not have an armored rescue vehicle.
Until now.
We're the primary response to Yellowstone Park incidents that would happen on Montana State University's campus, and then Gallatin Park, Madison, Sweetgrass, and Marr counties as well. By having that vehicle here, it greatly increases the response time and the ability for us to safely do things.
In Gallatin County, Keele Smith, MTN News.
What an amazing time. Character building at its finest.
Kathleen Fgrave took on the challenge with a smile, ice climbing for the very first time.
It's a pretty fun experience. It's a lot easier than it looks, though.
A group of 10 veterans and active service members spent 4 days in Highlight Canyon camping and ice climbing. The Sierra Club hosts the annual trip to help vets with the transition after leaving the military.
I miss it a lot. I really do miss it. So coming out with these guys brings back a lot of good memories.
Out here on the ice, the group works as a team like they did in the military.
So we're executing the mission, but we're doing it in an environment that is adventurous and fun and non-hostile.
Now, some of these vets are pretty experienced, others just more so beginners like me. And when you're not climbing, check out the view.
DeMond Mullins is the leader of the group, back for his 3rd year.
Okay, you're on belay.
It was a first for Kevin Oliver, who says the trip was mind-blowing.
Probably the best part is just meeting the fellow veterans and hearing their stories and sharing the common experience. Most of the vets out here have some kind of disability in one form or another, so the fact that the Montana Alpine Guides and Conrad can come out and expose us to this kind of activity is just really fabulous.
Anchor volunteers his time as a way to give back.
The costs of re-entering society for many of these veterans is pretty staggering. Rather than sitting in a conference room and talking about your feelings, you get out here and you go climbing and your feelings come out. It's a great way to process some of the things that they went through.
This is absolutely a fabulous way to get vets together, get them out, let them find out what they are capable of. It's a huge confidence builder.
And an unforgettable experience. In Highlight Canyon, Keele Smith, MTN News.